Everybody good to go? All right, first off, really proud of our football team. Coming into this week, we really challenged ourselves. Can we continue to take the proper steps to go get better? And, being back at home was great. Appreciate the crowd, the atmosphere, early kickoff. From the minute we got off the bus this morning with our legacy walk, it was a lot of energy. Grateful for our fan base, but so proud of our players. The way they've been working in practice, the way they've competed with each other, challenging themselves, trying to make themselves uncomfortable in the steps that are necessary to go out there and improve. We needed to start fast today. It was something that we talked about as a football team, and I was so proud of our offense. Took the first drive, went down and got a score. Defense was able to create a stop. And then we just kind of built upon that. Throughout the first half. I think we scored 35 in the first half. They were able to get the field goal late, but even in that sequence, we didn't want any points on the board, but to see our guys, hold there right before half, not allow them to get in the end zone. I was really proud of our team. I think we went 3 quarters without them scoring. Defense is playing with a lot of, without getting in the end zone. Defense playing with a lot of confidence. Those guys are flying around. It was great today just to be able to play so many different young men that have been investing out there on the practice field, that were preparing for their moment. It was wonderful to see them compete, and just the energy, even when some of our starters were not in, the energy of what they were given to those guys that were out on the field. Still a lot of good tape for us to continue to improve upon. But as this game ends, now our focus goes to what's ahead. And a huge game Friday night for us, for our program. It's one that we've been preparing all year, to be in the best position as we get to this week. And I think our guys have taken some really good steps here over the last 4 weeks coming out of the bye. I think we're playing great football, but we got to get better this week. And I trust that our players will have a wonderful focus and mentality as we jump into the week ahead. So with that, I'll take questions.
Did you guys even have to remind the team to not look ahead to Florida this past week?
No, it's the message is the same as what it always is. It's be in control of you. We have a standard of how we want to play football here at Florida State, and that's our best. That doesn't mean it doesn't matter what the opponent, who it is, when they show up. Ultimately we have a responsibility to go out there and to prepare, to work, to put everything we have with each game that we get, and that's the thing that's pleasing is you see a group of 18 to 22-year-olds that are taking hold of that. And, we've got to continue with it because there's plenty of distractions that can try to derail you. And sometimes success can be a distraction. But ultimately, when you take ownership of your actions, the good, the bad, it gives you an opportunity to continue to ascend. And that's what we're trying to do here. And, do we ever bring it up? Of course, but it's brought up regardless of when you play or who you're playing. Man, go focus on the most important thing, and if you'll do that, then good things tend to happen.
Can you hear me? This is kind of a twofold question. You mentioned being able to play a lot of younger players. One, how important is that to program building? But then two, to be able to give guys like a Fabian Lovett, who came off an injury for him and only played 20 or so snaps the last few weeks each game. How important is that for you guys to finish this season strongly, being able to give starters rest?
Y'all notice I took advantage of the 2-for-1, right? That was awesome. All right. No, it was great. To see young guys get in there and you have an opportunity it forces the communication, it forces alignment, it gives you a chance to showcase the fundamentals, the technique, the growth that is necessary. Every player on our team wants to play more. Some guys that start, some guys that don't play, very much. But when you get an opportunity to step on that field, it really puts on display where you are. And we've had some guys that have taken advantage of the reps that they've got. Look at Pat Payton. At the beginning of the year, we knew that he had potential, right? But when he got thrust into action, he showcased the last year and a half of work that he's put in, and he was ready for that moment. We got guys that today. Got a chance to get in the game and show exactly where they are. And, there's some good and there's some bad. But ultimately, if guys will, make the most of that experience and be able to take the proper steps, it helps us, immensely within the entire program just of that development. Because, sometimes you think you will do something, with an opportunity, but then you get to see good and bad, right? The areas that you need to work and kind of continue to push through that. And then, it's great. You get guys that, that first group, I mean, we have a short week coming ahead. These guys have played a lot of football, and, you guys are out of practice, I mean, we work, we challenge them, and we push. I think we do a great job of taking care of their bodies. They're playing fast here at the end of the year, but, when you can go and you have some starters only play half a game, it's a good thing on a short week, and, guys are, the investment they're making throughout the week of practice is definitely preparing them, and, I know they'll be ready to go come Friday night.
The more weeks your team stacks like this, I think it's 4 weeks in a row. Jordan and a number of other guys haven't had to play really the fourth quarter, maybe at all. What does that tell you about this team?
Well, I mean, they're taking care of the business that's at hand, and the level of their play is allowing multiple people to get those experiences, and I'm proud of them. Ultimately, you set a standard for a week of what you want it to look like and what you want it to be. That team has talented players on it, and there's been. You sit there and you look at the way that the last few weeks have gone for us. We played some really good teams that with good players that ultimately our guys are playing at a very high level, and so when you see that growth, I appreciate that, and I appreciate what our guys have done, and the opportunities that are ahead for us to continue to take those positive steps.
You mentioned getting a younger players in. Duffy got a few series. You also got Chip English on that last drive. How big is it to get those two guys into the game and some experience?
We tried to be very smart with AJ. You never know. I mean, obviously right now with just anything can happen in any given week. So last week I mentioned I tried to hold him, and then this week provided a great opportunity for him to get in and play significant snaps, and got his first touchdown pass. Here's a Florida State Seminole, which is always something that he will remember. There were some really good things. He made a couple of good throwaway decisions that showed maturity. But also some things that we'll be able to coach off of film and continue to help him as he progresses, but it's really neat. And then a guy like Geno English, I mean, we haven't probably mentioned his name yet this year, but Geno, he was in his senior year. He's done a remarkable job, and just the person that he is, the work that he puts in. I mean, I love that kid, man, and seeing him get the chance to go out there was pretty special.
I know normally you want your players to enjoy it for a night, enjoy a win for the night. I'm sure you tell your coaches that too. But with a short week and with who's coming Friday night, is it different tonight, going home or starting early tomorrow? What changes with this game and this short week?
I'll be watching film here in a very short period of time, and but you do want to enjoy the experience. It's hard to win a college football game, and our players, they're going to have the rest of the day off, but I did tell them. Like, every action that you have between now and Friday night is either helping you achieve to the level that you want to achieve, or it might hold you back. And so let's make sure we're doing the things necessary to go play our best game come Friday. And tomorrow we'll have a little bit of a modified week. I mean, so we'll get in the weight room. We'll lift them. We'll have a meeting tomorrow night. Tomorrow will be basically like a Monday for our coaching staff. We'll get our game plan and continue to roll with that. But the work will get done, and we all have choices of what we want to do with each moment, just like we do in any given week. But with it being a short week, there's going to be an absolute sense of urgency in our preparation and just continuing to get better.
What's the key to running the ball successfully against the stacked box? Is it the patience and the vision of the ball carriers?
I think our guys have done a nice job of taking what defense has given us too, and we try to create angles. We try to make sure that we're doing the things necessary to help to help all hands on deck to be in good position. And our guys execute the game plan. We've seen. You take the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I think we've seen every defensive front you can imagine, and blitz, twist, all of it. And our guys like that challenge. And for us, there is a physicality, a toughness that needs to be on display. And I think when you watch our players and the confidence that they're building through each experience, I mean, it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing to see and be a part of. I think this 6 weeks in a row rushing for over 200 yards, that's hard to do. And but when you have a mindset, when you got great leadership, Dylan Gibbons broke the rock here today on behalf of the O-line, and Dylan being an older lineman, kind of represented that unit. But you look at how many different guys have played. You look at how many guys have been able to make that impact and the things the challenges and adversity they've had to face. But then on the flip side of it, go watch our receivers block. Go watch our quarterback and him do his part. Jordan had a couple great pulls today where he got an opportunity to get in space and did a great job running the football himself. And so when you do all of that, and then if somebody does stack the box and you have a chance to push the ball down the field, you got to capitalize on those. And the efficiency and the balance of this offense is something that we take a great deal of pride in. But those guys, it's important to make sure we get that established. And I think our running backs have done a remarkable job. It's good to see Trey Ward get back out there, have some big plays. But really, all of the backs were able to do some good things tonight. And just appreciate every position offensively that does their part. Tight ends included. Just with that physicality and that toughness.
Hey, Mike, congrats. You said that this next game is one that you guys have been preparing for all year. What were you guys talking about internally with the team about this game during the offseason and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's I've not mentioned their name at any point during this year, but our first meeting, we talk about 2 games. I've told y'all that a few weeks ago. There's 2 games we talk about, and everything that you do, every practice, every rep, every game, every lesson, it prepares you for this one. And I love being a part of this game. I love the opportunity that we get. I love who we represent in this game. And for us, it's about taking everything that we've done up until this point and being able to apply it throughout this week of work. And if you get distracted, if you don't bring your A game in this game, and anything can happen. But there is that's something I'm really proud of our team. As you watch this season, I think we've gotten better, and I think we're playing our best ball here at the end of it, which is something that we absolutely want to do, and something we talk about on day one. And it sounds good on day one. The challenge is applying it, and that's what we've done. And we got to maintain our focus and our growth throughout this week if we want to put ourselves in a position to achieve success.
Mike, it appeared that Micah Pittman got banged up at the end of a touchdown drive there in the first half. Just wondering if you had any early word on how he was.
Don't really have any updates on any of the guys right now that were banged up. We'll see what that's like. Obviously, it's a short week. Micah, incredibly tough young man. He's had some things that he's had to play through throughout the year, and we got in a pretty good spot. So we were very very cautionary with him. So we'll see where that progresses as the week goes on.
Yeah, Coach. Brian Penske has mentioned he's texted you a few times after wins, and you've texted him. How great is it to see obviously your team doing well, but to see the soccer team doing well, and having a success on campus right now with that?
That's what's special about Florida State is it's not just one sport or one position or one role. I mean, we're in this together. We talk about that one tribe, and that's who we are. And to see Brian come in and the success that he's having in year one, just so fired up for him because he's just a class act individual. And when you bring all the coaches and all the sports, the different student athletes, I mean, that's what's a joy about being at Florida State is because we all represent each other. And there's good times and there's challenges, but when you know that you're locked arms with somebody that's there and that has your back, that's gonna support you through it, it just makes the experience so much better. And I'm really proud of our women's soccer team. I mean, they're a remarkable group of young ladies, and the passion which they play with. I mean, it's awesome, and seeing them how they finish in games is really something that everybody can learn from. And you see our women's basketball team. Got off to such a great start with Brooke. I mean, our new coaches that are in these positions. I mean, it's special for them, and we're all trying to do our part. And I know that it's just a wonderful place to be a part of with those relationships.
Coach, I know it's 4 straight wins for you guys. Neither of the 4 teams have been ranked, but what you guys have done to these teams, we just don't see all that common in FBS football right now. Just how good is this football team right now?
I mean, we're playing well, and this is a team that's gotten better. It's a team that, like I said, it's embraced work, and all that we can control is what we do, and not who we play, not what not any other circumstances that might present themselves, but when the ball gets put out there, what's it going to look like? And our guys, they just they've learned a lot of lessons, and we've been through a lot. I mean, like I said, winning a college football game, it's hard. You go every single week and you see teams that, might be, this ranking or this talented, and, it doesn't always mean who's going to win the game. But you've got to go put your best foot forward to go make the statement of what your identity is going to be. And I challenge these guys about their identity. I challenge them about the legacy they'll leave. Right? How is this team going to be remembered? And the actions are only, it goes with what you do. And, coming off of a tough stretch there in the middle of the season where, we're a couple plays away and we have some sequences that don't go our way, and, it's easy to start pointing fingers, or it's easy to hang your head, or you make the choice to get your butt up and go respond, to get better, to take ownership in that. And it's players, coaches, everybody involved. There's nothing that we ask our players to do that we're not willing to do as a staff, because we are all in this together. And I think that passion, that relationship, the willingness to be humble and to go put the work first. And that's what these guys are doing. And, it's resulted in having, great complementary wins. And we're defense is doing a remarkable job. Special teams are showing up, and then offense is being good in what they're doing as well. So, I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of the coaches. Got to have a great week ahead as we have our next challenge here in front of us. All right, thank you guys.